Okay. Mercury goes retrograde April 1st in the sign of Aries. Let's talk about it. So, Aries is the warrior, the go-getter, the self-starter, very quick and doesn't necessarily wait for all of the information given, which can be not the greatest thing for the Mercury or our Aries individual to go through. We have a lot of transits occurring that are either moving into Aries or have been in Aries for quite some time. Chiron. On top of that, we are also entering into, or excuse me, we are in the energy of the eclipse, which we're pretty much in that gate portal that I discussed last time of the energy is very potent right now. It's strong. Its emotions are heightened. Just a lot going on. It's a lot of fire. A lot of fire. So I think the next couple of weeks will be very interesting. I think that if this energy is used correctly, which I guess I do, but that's neither here nor there. But if this energy is used as an opportunity for self-reflection and to look inward and identify more areas that need to be healed and why, I think Aries is a great sign for it to be in. It's just a quick burn. It's just Aries. And so by reviewing and going through the motions and sitting in that discomfort of not reacting, but really chewing on what conversations are being had and understanding the triggers essentially of why things are occurring, especially during this eclipse season. We are coming up on the solar eclipse, so this is a perfect opportunity just to clear some additional, healing that you may or may not have been put on the back burner. Just rip the band-aid off, just quick, just like Aries, right? So just take this time to self-reflect, look inward, and really just understand yourself more so than trying to make a point, to get a point across, to be right in the name of because you think you're right. Where you might be right, but is it worth it? Is it worth the pain? Is it worth being right if you're the only individual in the room? It's something to think about. But Mercury, again, it's the planet of communication. It's self-development, but also Mercury is the trickster planet. And typically during retrograde periods, you just see a lot of miscommunication, things not going as planned, and so just give yourself that leeway time to make sure things are being taken care of before you leave, before you send the email, before anything that you are having to do during this time, and just cross your T's and dot your I's. Just make sure everything is squared away. And Mercury also is the rolls over for mundane things. It's the planet of transportation. So especially with Aries, or excuse me, Mars entering into the sign of Aries, just be careful driving out there. I foresee a lot of road rage and just a lot of trying to get there quick because you didn't plan accordingly. So, yeah, just be careful. Energy, emotions are heightened. It's gonna be good. I'm not gonna fearmonger. I'm not gonna tell you one thing, your ex is coming back and wants to talk to you because he's rethinking about whatever she's rethinking about your relationship. Probably. But is it worth it? Is it worth having that last conversation? Do you actually need them to say anything to validate your experience? No. You don't need to have that conversation. And I think that's a great point of having this retrograde in the sign of Aries. You don't need to have those conversations to understand yourself, to understand your perspective of something that occurred. It doesn't need to happen. Maybe with yourself, maybe to understand additional triggers. Other than that, yeah. The flow is basically something that I wanted to create based off of sitting in that discomfort and not giving up, not reacting, not, just sitting there and chewing on the words and making sure that you take the time to understand the position, to understand the movement and just the self in general. So thank you so much for being here, and let me know down in the comments what you are anticipating during this retrograde season. I've heard so many different theories, and one key thing that I don't want anybody to take from this is the fear-mongering aspect of other influencers and creators really just lean heavily on. We've all gone through retrogrades and we've all survived, and we probably didn't even know we were going through it. So just keep that in mind. Just use your discernment and pay close attention to the self, essentially. Okay, I'll meet you guys over on the mat. Thanks. Welcome back to my yoga corner. I'm honored to guide you through today's practice. We'll begin crisscross, simple seated on your mat, palms on the knees, facing down or up. Just begin to take notice of your breath, how it lands on your inhale and your exhale. Today's practice, we will be going inward. We will be sitting in discomfort. And begin to roll your head side to side. Gently looking up towards the ceiling on your inhale. And exhale, dropping the chin back down to the chest. Finding soft, easy movements. Listening to your body and honoring your body by meeting its needs. Inhale, shoulders up towards the ears, and on the exhale, draw the shoulders back and down as you pull your shoulder blades towards one another. Inhale and exhale. Maybe rotate one shoulder at a time, allowing your head to follow along. I talk a lot about finding peace within the storm, and I understand how difficult it is. Switch directions with your shoulders. But during this Mercury retrograde, I think it's going to be more difficult, especially with it being in the sign of Aries. So drawing inwards and sitting in the discomfort is something that is definitely going to benefit us through this Mercury retrograde. Coming back to neutral spine, just take a couple of cat-cow flows. Inhale forward and exhale, drawing the shoulders away from one another as you round the spine. Inhale, opening the chest, just going at your own pace, using your arms as leverage to get a deep stretch. Maybe begin to drop side to side. Draw a couple of circles with your upper torso. Closing the eyes. Coming back to neutral spine. Go ahead and charge the arms up towards the sky. Grab opposite wrist with opposite hand. Inhale, reach up. And on your exhale, lean over to the left. Inhale back to center, releasing. Exhale, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, clasp opposite hand to opposite wrist. And exhale, going over to the right side. Slight gaze up towards the sky. Inhale back to center. And on your exhale, dropping back over to the left as you clasp opposite hands to wrists. And reaching over. Just move at your own pace here. One more on each side. And back to center. Hands come back down to the lap. Shake your head back and forth, allowing for it to stabilize. And coming over to tabletop position and turn to the side. Just wag the tail here for a bit. Mercury is about communication. Go ahead and just find easy movement here, maybe drawing circles with your chest. And communication is about speaking, but more times than not, it's about listening. Listening to those moments that are more difficult without reacting or even responding. Coming back to neutral spine, go ahead and curl the toes and press back into downward facing dog. Really press the heels to the back of the mat and just begin to pedal it out. Head is relaxed between the arms, pressing the palms into the ground, keeping the shoulders away from the ears, spreading the toes as you lift each foot to then press it back. Tail is pointed forward, tail is pointed up. Really press the palms into the mat, allowing for the spine to become elongated. If you find that your spine is rounding, take a slight bend in the knees and see how that feels. Maybe step a little bit forward and out to the edge of your mat. Feel the difference. Listening. And come back in. Inhale, sweep the right leg up, pressing into both hands evenly. And exhale back down to mat. Allowing it to reset. I feel crunchy today. Inhale, left leg swoops up. Pressing the palms into the mat evenly. Peeking forward. Making sure the wrist creases are pointed straight forward. Exhale, planting the foot back down to the mat. Just begin to tiptoe forward. Coming to the top of your mat. Feet here will be hip width apart. Go ahead and just clasp opposite hand to opposite elbow. Taking a generous bend on the knees. Just begin to rock. Maybe straightening out each leg one at a time. Listening to the sensations that might arise. Staying open and curious. Remember to breathe. Inhale and plant the hands on top of the the thighs as you roll up slowly into high extended mountain pose. Hands can be pressed together or in a V shape with pinky fingers rotated inward, slight gaze up. Inhale and exhale, shoulders away from the ears. Drawing the belly button in. Exhale, forward fold, meeting with the heart and chest. Inhale, halfway lift. Draw the belly button in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to high extended mountain pose, ragdoll or reverse swan dive. Press the palms together here and begin to lean back as you press the arms to the back of the room. Soften the abdomen here. And exhale. Back down to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, begin to rise, feeling each vertebrae stack on top of one another. Head lifts last. Go a little bit deeper in the upper back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and just clasp opposite hands to elbows. We'll be here for 5 breaths. Inhale, the halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, ragdoll all the way up into high extended mountain pose, pressing the palms together and deepening that back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Begin to shift back and forth on your feet, feeling the weight evenly distribute, or feeling the weight shift from side to side and forward and backward. And finding stillness here. Now we will find our weight evenly distributing as we press the ball of the foot and the heel of our foot evenly down, lifting the toes, feeling the arches activate, putting the toes back down to the ground. Begin to shift over to one side, the left side, and just pop up on your right toes. Keeping that left side strong by activating the quadriceps, slight activation of the glute. Drawing that belly button in. Exhale, planting the right heel down to the mat. Inhale, shift the weight over to the right. That standing right leg as you pop up on the left toes. Noticing the differences in each side. Maybe they're subtle. Maybe not so subtle. Exhale, planting the left heel down to the mat. And begin to shift the weight over to that left leg as you draw the kneecaps up. Activation of the quadriceps, slight activation of the glutes, and just begin to lift up that right foot. Foot is parallel to the mat. Keeping the hip points equal. Right hip is aligned with the left. Inhale and exhale, right foot back down to the mat. Rolling out the left foot. Begin to shift your weight over to the right leg as you lift the kneecaps, activate the quadriceps, slight activation of the glutes, and just lift up into crane, stork, excuse me. Listening. Responding instead of reacting. Exhale, plant the left foot back to the mat. Roll out the right foot. And pressing both feet into the mat. Let's do that one more time. Shifting the weight to the left leg as we draw the right knee up into stork. And we'll be here for about 5 breaths. Finding a focal point to help keep your balance, or finding a wall, a chair, a kid. One more inhale. And on your exhale, go ahead and forward fold. As you plant the right foot down on the mat, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to high extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Coming back to the breath. Begin to shift the weight to that right standing leg as you draw the left knee up. into stork, finding that focal point. And sitting in that discomfort. Three more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, go ahead and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. As you shift the weight over to the left standing leg and draw that right knee up towards the sky into stork. Hands can be in prayer position at heart center or in V with pinkies internally rotated. Three more breaths. Exhale, swan dive down as you plant that right foot down to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. As you draw that left foot up with you, noticing the differences. Three more breaths here. Exhale, forward fold, putting that left foot down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And as we come up, shift the weight over to the left leg as you draw the right foot up. Inhale, root to rise, sweeping the arms up towards the sky, drawing the right knee up. We'll be here for 3 breaths. Exhale, begin to bend the knee at the knee with the standing leg as you scissor kick and step back into high plank, high lunge. Feet will be on what is known as railroad tracks. If you find that you're losing your balance here, take a wider stance. Knee is stacked over ankle. Hip points are square and pointed straight. Back heel is reaching towards the ground, and that back leg is strong. Maybe lifting the front toes up towards the sky. Let's see how it feels. Sitting in the discomfort. And knowing when to change. Whether that's position, a deeper stance, or coming out of the pose altogether. On your next inhale, come to the top of the mat into stork position, either drawing a line from the mat up or just keeping the foot off the mat altogether. Inhale, exhale, planting the foot down to the mat and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And on your next inhale, we'll just switch sides as we shift our weight to the right leg and lift the left knee into a stork. Ready. Inhale, root to rise, sweeping the arms up towards the sky, shifting the weight and lifting that left knee. Drawing that belly button in. Exhale, begin to bend at the right knee as you draw that left knee back and step back into high lunge. Finding your balance here. That left heel reaches back towards the ground. Peek at your knee. Make sure it's stacked over the right ankle. Inhale. Start to draw or just lift that back leg up into stork position. Exhale, forward fold as you plant that left foot on the mat. Maybe pulling your upper torso closer to the legs. Find a deeper stretch. Slightly leaning forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise as you shift your weight over to the left leg and lift the right knee. Exhale, stepping back as you scissor kick into high lunge. Exhale, dropping that back heel as you spin the arms down. And fingertips charge towards the opposite walls. Into warrior two. Heels here. We'll draw an imaginary line from front to back heel. Pressing into the edge of the back foot. And pressing the front knee out as knee is stacked over the ankle. Taking a peek down, making sure you can still see your toes. Maybe lift the toes. Gaze is out past the fingertips. Flipping that front palm up, reaching and then sweeping that arm up towards the sky to reverse warrior. Breathing into that side body. Exhale, cartwheeling the hands down to the mat as you take a chaturanga here. Forward facing dog. And we'll all meet into downward facing dog. Step, hop, or walk to the front of your mat and a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise as you shift your way over to that right leg and draw the left knee up into stork. On your next exhale, begin to bend that standing knee as you scissor kick back into high lunge, finding your balance, maybe. Back heel reaches towards the mat. Inhale. Exhale, drop the shoulders away from the ears. Fingertips are charged up towards the sky. Exhale, swing the back heel as you drop the arms down to warrior two. Finding a deeper warrior two. Inhale, flip the palm, reach, and exhale, sitting the arm up towards the sky as you drop that back arm down to your back thigh. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. And you'll take a chaturanga. You can always bypass and move straight through. Tabletop if you want. Forward facing dog. And exhale, just come into child's pose. And just reconnecting with the breath. Pressing back up into tabletop position. Just a couple cows here just to stabilize the spine. Coming back to neutral, let's go ahead and plant that left hand in front of your face. And inhale, sweeping the arm up towards the sky. And exhale, threading the hand and arm through, resting on the temple or pressing up for more twist in the thoracic spine. If you want, you can go for a deeper stretch right here by placing the fingertips on the mat, or just sweeping up and taking a bind here, opening up the chest more. As fast as the Aries wants to go. Retrogrades are a time to move slowly, very slow. We are reviewing, especially with Aries also, well, Chiron being the sign of Aries. It's going to be an interesting time next couple of weeks. Unraveling if you took a bind, putting the hand down to the mat and dragging it towards the upper body as you press up. Allow for the hands just to drag here. And finding intuitive movement here. Wagging the tail a couple of times, maybe a couple of barrel rolls, a couple one way and one the other. Putting that right hand in front of your face. Shoulders are stacked over elbows and wrist. Inhale, sweeping the arm up towards the sky. Exhale, threading that arm through as you plant your head down to the mat on your temple. Taking your arm out or taking a bind. Unraveling here, planting the fingertips back down to the mat and dragging them towards you as you press it up, allowing for feeling to come back in your arm. Just a couple of movements here. Just cross your ankles and we'll come onto our backs. Scoot up. And we'll do a reclined pigeon. Pressing our spine into the mat here. bringing the right leg towards the chest, and planting the right ankle onto the left thigh, not the knee, and flexing the foot to keep it protected. Inhale, thread the hands and arm through. Hands can be on the thigh, on top of the shin. You can go up with a straight leg. I feel a deeper stretch this way. You can also plant that right elbow into the right thigh, inner thigh, and press into it for a deeper stretch. And on your exhales, drawing the legs closer as you press the elbow into that thigh to keep it open. Inhale, exhale, release. Swaying back and forth. Drawing left knee to chest. Planting the left ankle on top of the thigh, flexing the left foot, and drawing the leg up towards the chest. Hands can be, arms can thread through, and hand placement can be on the shin, thigh, or straight leg. Pressing the elbow into that inner left thigh and get a nice deep stretch. Inhale, exhale, release, and make your way into the final resting pose of Svasana. Resting pose of your choice. And just let the practice marinate. Bringing awareness back into the body. Finding soft, easy movements. Making our way back into the seated position. Taking your time. We got time. Bringing hands to heart center, bowing the head. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. It is an honor to be here and to continue these practices. Retrogrades are tough, but a reminder to find peace within the storm, not outside of it. Namaste.